Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao and this is One News Now. The Environment Department has started dredging activities in the Marikina River months after the city and other areas of Metro Manila were submerged in floodwater. Greg Gregorio joins us from on the ground to tell us more. Hi Greg, how did residents react to the dredging activities?
Sean, residents of Barangay Olandes here in Marikina City are hoping that they will no longer experience flooding once the Marikina River is restored. The Marikina River Restoration Project under the government's Build Back Better officially started the dredging activities in the Marikina River, particularly the portion near the low-lying Barangay Olandes. The task force targets to reclaim the 90 meters width and 10 meters depth of the river. Environment Secretary Roy Sematus said that upon inspection, they discovered that parts of the river were reduced by up to 45 meters. Sematu attributed this to some illegally reclaimed areas, which accounts for 27 hectares across the river system. Because of this, the flow of the water is disrupted, resulting in flooding after heavy rainfall. Officials have also identified 3 sites where dredging and excavation will occur. However, they explained that only the unclaimed areas will be affected in the initial phase of the project. They will also probe claimants for those areas, as existing laws state that no land title should be issued within the 3-meter easement from the body of water. Sean, Sematus says they are targeting to finish the restoration in Marikina area within 65 days or around 3 months. After this, they will proceed to those areas passing through Pasig City. Sean?
Thanks for that good news. That was Greg Gregorio joining us live from Marikina. And the government has backup plans in place should there be not enough vaccines to cover the priority list. Jen Calimon joins us over the phone to discuss the matter. Hi Jen, what are these backup plans of the government?
Yes, Sean, you're right. The National Task Force Against COVID-19 and the Department of Health are buckling down on the government's vaccination program ahead of the arrival of COVID-19 vaccines. NTF spokesperson and retired General Restituto Padilla said 39 LGUs have signed a tripartite agreement with the national government and different pharmaceutical companies. Several private companies have also expressed support in this initiative. The task force says the government targets to vaccinate up to 70 million people this year. Task force officials have so far visited 16 LGUs, all of which are all set for their respective vaccination programs. The NTF is also in talks with both chambers of Congress regarding the indemnification agreement as requested by some vaccine makers. Meanwhile, Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeres says they have identified backup plans in case of shortage in vaccine supply. Should supplies be inadequate, the sub-priority sectors such as the working force will receive vaccines according to the need and capacity of the LGU. And if supplies will not be able to cover both the priority and sub-priority groups, the list of persons to be injected will be based on exposure and mortality risk. The DOH will have a surveillance cycle for any adverse effects post-immunization, although the agency said the possibility of such effects is very minimal. Only about 10 out of 1 million people could experience adverse effects from COVID-19 vaccines, according to the DOH. The government is also optimistic that the rollout will run smoothly once the 117,000 vaccines from the COVAX facility arrive. The NTF officials once again assure the public that the vaccines are safe and there's no reason to be afraid of receiving them. Sean?
Thank you for that update, Jen Calimon, joining us live over the line. The government is targeting to vaccinate 2 to 3 million people every week once mass inoculation begins. In today's Laging Handa briefing, vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. said this will ensure that 50 to 70 million Filipinos will have been inoculated by the end of 2021. Galvez added that the Philippines will receive enough doses despite the reported production delays of some vaccine makers.
Subalit ito ay nakadepende pa rin sa supply trend ng mga bakuna laban sa COVID-19 at hindi natin nakikita pa yung tatawag na production output. Medyo hindi po malinaw ang production output, mga indicative days lang po ang makunang pinagagawa ng buong mundo.
And Singapore Airlines flew its first fully vaccinated cabin crew and pilots in a move that is seen to help the recovery of the country's travel sector. More on that from Bloomberg Quick Take.
I'm at the cabin crew control center here at Changi Airport Terminal 3. Today marks a very big milestone for Singapore Airlines. They are going to be flying their first flight with cabin crew and pilots who have been fully vaccinated.
I think choosing to be vaccinated is a very personal choice. I've known of some who have chosen not to be vaccinated for their own personal reasons. Some, they have allergies, so they are not cleared by their doctors to be vaccinated anyway, even though they want to. Some they just have their reservations, so it's purely voluntary.
More than 90% of the cabin crew within the Singapore Airlines group have signed up to take the vaccinations. For the whole transport sector here in Singapore, more than 52,000 people have taken their first dose of vaccinations. Of that total, 39,000 are in the aviation and maritime sector.
I think it's more for the crew because this is our job, but the last thing we want to do is expose our family members to the virus. So I think personally for crew, it gives us a bit of more peace of mind.
Actually, definitely boosts my morale. As you know that we fly international, cross-border, so it's very important that we protect ourselves. And also it actually assures our passengers that we are safe when we talk to them, when we interact with them.
But on flights, you still have to put on your mask and the
Yes,
gear.
definitely. We put on our masks and we put on our goggles and we always sanitize our hands to make sure the hygiene is on top.
It's still early days, but vaccination would definitely be key to getting travel back. Singapore has taken the initiative to vaccinate frontline workers in the aviation sector, a sector that is very important to the economy.
The Commission on Elections says that it will not be extending the September 30 deadline for voter registration. For the details, we have Jenny Dongon joining us live from Mandaluyong. Hi, Jenny. Good afternoon. What's the latest from the COMELEC?
Sean, the Commission on Election has adjusted their operation hours to encourage the public to register for next year's polls. COMELEC spokesman James Jimenez said they are still not considering extended registration deadline, which is until September 30, 2021. Due to low turnout in voters' registration, Jimenez said they had to adjust specifically their operation hours to accommodate more voters. All COMELEC offices nationwide are open to receive applications for registration from Tuesdays to Saturdays, including holidays starting 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So far, Jimenez notes that they have seen an increase in voter registrations following the extension of their schedule. He also confirmed that satellite registration in major urban centers will be available by end of February. COMELEC reminds applicants to schedule an online appointment to register. Just go to iregistro.comelec.gov.ph, fill out an application form, and choose your preferred date. They may also opt to download the application form and the COVID-19 self-declaration form and go to their local COMELEC offices to complete the process. COMELEC also reminds registrants to follow health protocols, bring their own ballpen, and a photocopy of at least one valid ID. Sean, Jimenez also emphasized the importance of the youth in registering to vote. It will also become easier for them as satellite registration will be open once again. Sean.
Thank you for that update. That was News 5's Jenny Dongon joining us live from Mandaluyong. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao, and we are One News.